guys out there, not quite zero like how it is out there in Chicago. And Dan, let's talk about this Texans defense. They've been stout all season long. What did you learn this week about their defensive mindset coming into this matchup against the Patriots?
Yeah, I mean, I had a chance to talk to linebacker Azeez Al-Shire, and I asked him, I said, what's the mindset of a defense when you have to run right back onto the field after a turnover, defend a short field after you just got to stop? And he said, my mindset is it doesn't even matter. And he said, these are his words, Amina, not mine. He said, we have a thing called White Boy Wednesdays in the weight room where they play the rock music and they play older rock songs. He said, there's this one song, and he said, I don't even know the song, but I know the part where it goes, in the end, it doesn't even matter. And he said, that's my mindset. He said, I was singing those lyrics running out onto the field because I believe that no matter what situation we're in as a defense, we can get through it, we can get out of it. Now, as a card-carrying white boy myself, I know that song is In the End by Linkin Park, but Azeez doesn't. He doesn't care. He said, the sky's the limit for this defense. He said, you look at a defense that gives up 6 points, that scores twice, that gives up 175 yards, and we watch the film and we go, we could have been even better. We left this play out there. We left that play out there. We could have given up 0 points. The Texans feel that good about their defense no matter who they're playing. It's going to be snow today. They're not going to have Nico Collins, their star wide receiver. I don't think this Houston Texans defense thinks any of that matters.
I know the song, great song. Hopefully Houston won't be numb by the cold weather in Foxborough as they are hoping to be one step closer to the Super Bowl with a win today versus the Patriots. Those are all Linkin Park references if you guys don't know. Dan, thanks so much.
As a card-carrying member. David Woody is back with us.
I'm with the great white guy here.
Bro, every day is Wednesday for me. All right. We just heard Graz's report on the Houston defense. How did the Patriots, for their part, neutralize that Texans defensive front?
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be priority number one if you're the Patriots on the offense. How are you going to neutralize Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr.? I think you got to do it in a variety of ways. Number one thing is running the football. The way you can tire these defensive linemen by leaning on them play after play after play. We know the Patriots got some really talented, backs in the backfield. So you got to be able to run the ball. Mm-hmm. Then you got to have, you got to deploy a variety of tricks. Chips, tight ends, screens, all those things to really frustrate those guys because if you let these guys pin their ears back, it could be a long, hard day for Drake Maye.
I want to talk about the Houston offense. Seems like an underreported upon side of the football here for Houston because the defense has been so good. But what's the key for Houston offensively today?
So who's going to step up? Dan Graziano talked about Nico Collins not being available. Yeah. He's their clear number one. So who's going to be the guy that's going to step up in the passing game? We saw that Christian Kirk was a guy that came up big last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And so who's going to be that guy? They got a couple rookies out here that are big-time players that you hope that contribute, but Woody Marks, their running back, he was absolutely phenomenal last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to need all those guys going up again. As much as we talk about the Houston Texans defense, people forget the Patriots have one of the best defenses in the National Football League as well. So those guys are going to have to step up big time.
Pat's defense was not healthy for so long this regular season.
Milton Williams back that's been huge.
That's been massive for New England, who gave up only 6 points last week in that win over Los Angeles. Damian Woody with the insight on SportsCenter.
On the second to last play in overtime, Bo fractured a bone in his right ankle. He's scheduled to have surgery Tuesday of this week, which will put him out for the rest of the season. Steady's ready to go. I feel like I've got a two that's capable of starting for a handful of number of teams, and I know he feels the same way. So watch out, just watch.
Adam Schefter joining us now here on SportsCenter. And tough news for that Denver Broncos team. Schefter, what sort of reaction have you been hearing since Sean Payton made that big announcement last night?
First of all, I think this is probably an unprecedented situation. I don't think we've seen in modern football history a team play a divisional playoff round game, win that game to get to the conference championship game at home as the number one seed and have its starting quarterback go down with essentially a broken ankle that requires season-ending surgery. When Jarrett Stidham steps into the starting lineup next week in the AFC conference championship game in Denver, it will be the very first pass he throws all year long. This is a very strange circumstance. So strange, in fact, that last night, Sean Payton held an initial press conference after the game, then gathered everybody together later on for a second press conference to deliver the news that Bo Nix had broken a bone in his ankle and would be out for the year, and the reactions it generated across the league were one of disbelief. There are only a handful of stories where all of a sudden your phone is blowing up with people saying, is this real? Is this you? Do you put this out there? Yeah, Sean Payton said after the game that Bo Nix broke his ankle, and people couldn't believe it because he finished the game and people did not realize he was hurt, or certainly hurt as much as he was.
It was reminiscent in this way, Adam, and I know you'll appreciate this as a hooper yourself, but it was reminiscent of the Luka night, of the Luka Doncic trade, because when you tweeted what you tweeted, I got texts from people who were like, is this Schefter's actual account? You know, like people were going through the tweet, Adam, to make sure that it was legit. It was that shocking of a news story, and now the Broncos have to move on with Jarrett Stidham, who they know better than us, but how do the Broncos view him internally as their quarterback?
Well, first of all, it's interesting because today New England hosts Houston, and the winner of that game will play in Denver for a berth in the Super Bowl. New England was the team that drafted Jarrett Stidham. Bill Belichick was the coach who drafted Jarrett Stidham as a potential replacement for Tom Brady. And Josh McDaniels, the Patriots head coach or offensive coordinator there, liked him so much they took him to Las Vegas as the head coach. And when the Raiders benched Derek Carr, they benched him in part because they wanted to get a long look at Jarrett Stidham, a fourth-round pick in the 2019 NFL Draft. And you heard Sean Payton talk about him yesterday. They believe in Jarrett Stidham. When he made his first start for the Raiders after Derek Carr was benched, he threw for 365 yards against a 49ers team that went on to play in the Super Bowl that year. So this is a capable quarterback. It's just unusual to ask a quarterback to throw his first pass of the season in the conference championship game to try to advance to the Super Bowl. But make no mistake about it, Jarrett Stidham is good enough to start in this league. But as one Broncos official said to me last night, we need him to be our version of Nick Foles.
And Nick Foles, Super Bowl champion. Adam Schefter with the insight for us on SportsCenter. Thank you, Adam.
All right, let's head over to the NFC. Seahawks hosting the Niners divisional round. Niners looked like they were ready to cook. Instead, they very much got cooked last night. Opening kickoff, Rashid Shaheed. He'll make the catch right here. Return it. Finds a hole. And that's it. He's gone. No one can get hands on him. A 95-yard touchdown to start the game. Just no one around him. Straight into the end zone to start this one off. He even gets tripped right here by Eddie Pinheiro, the kicker. Trying all that he can do right there. 95-yard kick return touchdown is the longest touchdown in Seahawks playoff history. Seahawks go up 7-0 early in this one. Later on in the first, Niners down 10-0. Brock Purdy connects with Jake Tongas, but he fumbles, and Julian Love recovers for Seattle. All over it like white on rice. Just a great play by the All-Pro. Ernest Jones, the fourth right there to rip that ball out. Seahawks take over. Sam Darnold rolls left, finds Jackson Smith and Jigba right in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. In a playoff game in team history, 17 points, the most first quarter points allowed by the Niners and the most first quarter points scored by the Seahawks. Seahawks, they're just cruising in this one. Under 3 minutes left in the half. Seahawks lead 17-6, first and 10 from their own 34. It's a reverse of Shaheed. Shaheed, he's got blockers, and he's also got wheels. He's going to get a gain of 30 on this one, and the Seahawks are driving. Later on in the drive, 36 seconds until the half. Kenneth Walker III cuts back, takes it in for the touchdown. Seahawks leading in this one 24-6. Everything coming up Seattle. Third quarter, same score. Watch Leonard Williams right here. Williams just blowing through the Niners O-line. Doesn't even matter. Seahawks defense has been swarming all season, and they were last night against the Niners. Later on in the third, Brock Purdy, plenty of time here, looking for a receiver, looking for someone to throw it to. Pass here, intercepted by Jones the fourth. Niners offense, they couldn't get anything going last night. This fan, he knows it. He's like, this game is over. Ensuing Seahawks possession, Walker the third gets the handoff, gone for the 15-yard touchdown. Seahawks pouring it on. They're up 34-6 at this point. Fourth quarter, same score. Seahawks with a 3rd and goal from the 6. Walker the third. You know what he's going to do. Right into the end zone. They've been doing it all night. 3rd touchdown of the game. Seahawks go on to win this one 41-6. They will host the winner of Rams versus the Bears in the NFC Championship.
Speaking of that, we're going to get a live report from frigid, frosty Chicago, and we'll find out how the weather could impact Matthew Stafford's injured finger. Plus, forecast calling for snow in Foxborough as well.